Well, a good evening to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to a brand new live edition Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is Monday, January 19th of 2026. Happy MLK Day. I actually am just getting back from vacation myself. So, yeah, had a pretty long weekend. But I'm back for a little bit. Then I'm going to go on a much smaller vacation this upcoming weekend. But it's good to be back home. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. But I wanted to get on here just for a little bit to, catch some folks up to speed. This is going to be a special Joshi edition episode. So, going to talk about some Joshi Pro Wrestling tournament updates. And then we actually got a Stardom pay-per-view coming up in the middle of the week. So, wanted to preview that pay-per-view. And, yeah, should be good. Should be really good. Quite a good bit to look forward to. I mean, there's been all sorts of announcements that have come from north, south, east, and west, just all over the place. So yeah. But anyway, let's get started with some pro wrestling tournaments. So, actually, you know what? Let's start with SEAdLINNG first. So, SEAdLINNG, not too long ago, kicked off their SEAdLINNG The Strongest Tournament 2026, which started back on January 13th at Shinjuku First Ring. This was also a tournament that involved the current Beyond the Sea singles champion Hiroyo Matsumoto, and that this title would be defended per match. Regardless of who has the title, it would be defended per match. So, they've kicked off the tournament, but one thing I do want to mention before going there is that they had a qualifier to give 4 other wrestlers a chance to claim an open spot in the tournament. These were the 4 ladies. You had Hanori Hana, you had Selene Misora, you had Miria Kuga, and you had Yuki Funa. So those were your 4 ladies that were competing in a qualifier for the open spot that they had in the tournament. And when it all came down to it, so unfortunately, Selene Misora had withdrawn from this tournament. It was kind of interesting because, like I didn't see it live. I didn't see a live stream version of it, but I talked to a friend of mine that was there live, and he kind of explained, because I thought I had skipped over it because they didn't show anything. I thought they skipped over it, but yeah, come to find out that Selene Misora withdrawn from her tournament match. So it was kind of a bummer. I really would have liked to have seen how she would have done, but I mean, it is what it is. It happens. But I would have liked to have seen how she would have done. But anyway, let me see. Let me pull my notes out. Give me 1 second. I just got to get my notes out. Y'all bear with me for 1 moment. Why is this not opening? Okay, this does not want to open. Ah, there it goes. Okay. Finally opened. But yes, so with that being said, Kuga ended up having a match against both Yuki Funa and Honori Hana. Pretty much had two matches there. When it was all said and done, Kuga ended up defeating both Yuki Funa and Honori Hana to end up claiming the open spot in the SEAdLINNG The Strongest Tournament 2026. So Kuga got the open spot, and therefore the full bracket is set. The full bracket was set. Now, let me actually take you to the tournament matches that actually went through. Check it out. So, you had two of the tournament matches that have concluded. You had a really interesting battle back and forth between Yuri and Mio Shirai. And to be honest with you, I did not expect Mio Shirai to beat Yuri. But sure enough, she was able to defeat Yuri and advance to the next round. And then a hard-fought battle between Mirai and Hiroyo Matsumoto, which, like I said, this had the title on the line. And honestly, being that Mirai is already, the JTO Girls Champion and already the International Princess Champion, she was almost about to add a third championship to her collection, but came up just a little bit short as Hiroyo Matsumoto was able to defeat Mirai and advance to the next round. So we know on March 19th, we will have Hiroyo Matsumoto versus Mio Shirai. The Beyond the Singles, the Beyond the Sea Singles Championship will be on the line in that match, since Hiroyo Matsumoto is still the champion. Now, February 10th, they're going to run the other two first round matches, which you have the recently qualified Kuga, who will take on, the longtime veteran of Nagisa Nozaki. Kuga's going to have her hands full with that one. I mean, for reals. That's not going to be an easy one for her. And then you have Ayame Sasamura versus Sumika Yanagawa, which that should be a good match, which I'm pulling for Sumika to advance to the next round. But, yeah, those are your current standings. February 10th, those two matches will take place at Shinjuku Face for those other two first round matches. So yeah, quite an interesting start. Like I said, I did not think Mio Shirai was going to defeat Yuri. And Mirai Hiroyo Matsumoto really could have gone either way, and I had a feeling that Mirai might have ended up picking up the victory, but Hiroyo Matsumoto was able to hold strong and defend her title successfully in this tournament. But like I said, she's got to turn around and defend it again against Mio Shirai in the next round, March 19th. So, should be good. Should be good. But yeah, quite an interesting start to this tournament. But we'll see what happens come February 10th for the rest of the first round to be concluded. Let's see. Okay, next up, we are going to switch gears to TJPW with the Futari wa no Princess, the Futari Princess Max Heart Tournament 6, which kicked off on January 17th. I was actually able to catch it while I was on vacation. So I was able to catch the full first round, and I have to say, it was quite an interesting first round overall. But let's talk about it. All right, got the bracket up. Here we go. Alrighty. So here's the bracket for the TJPW Futari Princess Max Heart Tournament 6. So, first round concluded on January 17th. So, starting off, the first match was actually here at the lower left side, as the team of Mizuki and Utatakami were able to defeat Chika Nanase and Kurosama. Definitely, it was a pretty decent match. It went for a decent length, and, Utatakami was able to get the Koala Clutch submission, I believe it was on Chika Nanase, to get the victory for her team. But with that being said, the Popping Sugar Rabbit Mizuki and Utatakami from the Up Girls advanced to the next round, which is the quarterfinals, and they will take on Prism Greed on January 25th. That's Yuki Aino and Haru Kazushiro. So that ought to be interesting. But yeah, that's who they'll take on in the quarterfinal round. Okay. Next up, let's go to the upper right. We had the first round match of Raku and Ren Kanatsu going up against Pom Paler, which was Pom Harajuku, Max the Impaler. And, I give Ren and Raku credit. They tried. They tried. But, let's face it, Pom Paler was just too much. Pom Paler is just too much for them. To be honest, it was kind of an easy win for Pom Paler. So, Pom Harajuku, Max the Impaler, get the victory. But they're going to have their hands full, because in the quarterfinals, they will face Daydream of Miyu Watanabe and the White Dragon Rika Tatsumi. That should be really good. And we have to also remember, Pom Paler, they were finalists before in this tournament. So, Pom Paler's just as strong of a team. Glenn, welcome to the stream. Says, I was having a good week, Joshi-wise, until Kizuna Tanaka got hurt again. Yeah, that was definitely a bummer. But the thing is now, she needs to, which I'm glad she was able to get the emergency surgery and whatnot, but she needs to take her sweet time. She needs to wait until she gets 100%. Otherwise, she's going to mess around and end up on early retirement. She's only 21 years old. It was already bad enough that she had wrestled previously before while in a back brace, at least a good while until she was forced to take time off. I know she's the daughter of pro wrestling parents, but she's got to be smarter. She's got to be smarter. So I really hope that, and see, me and some friends, here, I'll put the camera back on me. Me and some friends were talking about this over this past weekend, Glenn, and we really believe that when she does get back to 100%, however long that may take, she needs to change up her style. I think more of a technical, grounded style, I think would be better for Kizuna. So, I really hope she considers making those type of adjustments. Because, first it was her back, and now the ankle. I'm just saying, And the only reason why I'm making a big deal about it is she's only 21. She's only 21. And I know the fighting spirit in her and her being a second generation wrestler, you know, the daughter of pro wrestling parents is driving her, but she needs to be smart. And I really hope, I mean, because you have to also think, same thing with Maya Yukihi. You know, she was continuing to wrestle, and her forearm was not fully healed. Was not fully healed, and she was trying to endure through and still wrestle. It's like, folks, I love these wrestlers. I've met Maya Yukihi 3 times. But these wrestlers have got to be smarter about their bodies. They got to be smarter, especially when doctors and whatnot are saying, like, this hadn't healed yet, you still need more time, I mean, y'all better start listening. I'm just saying. Better start listening. End up getting hurt even worse or paralyzed, career-ending injury. You know, I'm just saying. You know, at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever they decide. They're going to do whatever they please. I just personally hope they make better decisions, you know, about these injuries and the recovery time and such. Because too many situations of folks coming back from injuries way too soon and then getting hurt even worse. So, just saying. Back to the tournament. Okay. Next up, go to the lower right here. This, I have to say, was definitely Glenn says, I'm rooting for Nagisa Nozaki. I mean, dude, she's going against Miria Kuga. That's kind of an easy pick, Glenn. That's an easy pick. This right here I felt like was the big upset of the first round. Felt like this was the big upset of the first round. Yuki Arai and Mifu Ashita were able to defeat the bumping gritters of Himawari and Shino Suzuki. And it was done by a very beautifully executed German suplex from Mifu Ashita to Shino Suzuki for the 1-2-3. I have to say, that was pretty impressive. You usually don't see Mifu Ashita get the pin in a match in TJPW. So, that was big. That was really big. And, you know, Yuki Arai, Mifu Ashita is kind of a random combo, but you know what? I could actually see those two, plus you add Wakana Uehara, I think that'd be a good trio. I think that would be a really good trio. Wakana, Yuki Arai, Mifu Ashita. I think that'd be a great trio. But yeah, shout out to Mifu Ashita on getting the victory for her team to advance to the quarterfinals. And with that being said, speaking of Wakana, Yuki Arai and Mifu Ashita will take on the reigning Princess Tag Team Champions in Uber Eats. So, that should be really good. That's going to really test them. And then the last first round match came down to Miyu Yamashita and Kaya Toribami, the current IWA Japan Setup Tag Team Champions. And they took on last year's winners in Kyoraku Kyome of Shoko Nakajima Hyper Misao. A really great back and forth battle, and it definitely made sense that this was the main event. But when it all came down to it, Miyu Yamashita and Kaya Toribami were able to pick up the victory and knock out last year's winners in the first round. And then they will advance to the quarterfinals, and they will take on another really strong team and another former winning team in Daisy Monkey, which is Suzume and Aris Endo. Glenn says, I really thought Hyper Misao and Shoko would do better. I mean, look at who they went up against, though, Glenn. I mean, they went up against a tag team championship team. You know, Miyu, Yamashita, and Kaya Toribami is not exactly a trash team. You know what I mean? So, not to mention, put it this way. Miyu got her lick back. Because you remember, KORAKUEN dethroned Miyu and Maki Ito, 1-2 million, to even win the tag titles. Put it this way. Miyu got her lick back. She got her lick back. But not to mention, I mean, this is tournament season. You know anything can happen in tournament season. Pro wrestling tournament season. You know there's going to be that upset. It's just a matter of when. You know there's going to be that upset. Shoo. Heck, 2 years ago it happened to Miyu Watanabe in the Tokyo Princess Cup. So, hey, you gotta keep an eye out on upset alerts. But with that being said, good first round. Really good first round. Like I said, I wish that KORAKUEN would have gotten the bye, but you know, the drawing was random. For the seating placements and all that, it was random. It was a random shuffle, and Rise Shirai did the drawing and everything like that. But quarterfinals will take place at the Ryogoku KFC Hall on January 25th. So your quarterfinal matchups. So you got Daisy Monkey, which is Suzume Arisendo versus Miyu Yamashita Kaya Toribami. To be honest, this one could go either way. I mean, Miyu and Kaya already defeated KORAKUEN. I definitely would not be shocked to see them upset Daisy Monkey. Not to mention, Daisy Monkey, even though they still team up and whatnot, they've really been a lot more focused on their singles action. So to be honest with you, I would not be shocked if Miyu and Kaya defeated Daisy Monkey. I wouldn't be surprised. So, in all honesty, I'm thinking Miyu and Kaya make at least the semifinals. And then we got Prism Greed, which is Yuki Aino, Haru Kazushiro versus Mizuki Utatakami. To be honest, this sounds even crazier, but I got a feeling that Mizuki and Utatakami will make the semifinals. I think they end up upsetting Prism Greed. Now for Uber Eats versus Yuki Arai Mifu Ashita. Uber Eats, who are the current Princess Tag Champs, you know, Wakano Uehara and Yuki Kamifuku. Unfortunately for Yuki Arai Mifu Ashita, I think that's where it ends for them. I'm picking Uber Eats to make the semifinals. And then Palm Paler versus Daydream. Of course, Palm Paler, that's Palm Harajuku, Max the Impaler. And they're taking on Daydream, that's Miyu Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi. And I believe this is where Palm Paler wins and makes it to the semifinals. Because here's the thing. You got to remember that Miyu Watanabe is going to be defending the Princess of Princess Championship at Grand Princess against Yuki Arai. So I don't really see Daydream and Yuki Arai Mifu Ashita winning this tournament. Because then they would have to do double duty at Grand Princess. So it really doesn't make sense for either of those two teams to win this tournament. So yeah. So for my semifinal picks, I'm going Kaya Toribami, Miyu Yamashita, Mizuki Utatakami, Ober Eats, and Palm Paler. I think those will be the final four teams in the semifinals. But should be good. Like I said, this is a good first round. Really good first round. And hopefully, I'm guessing probably they're going to wait until this tournament is over before they confirm the full card for Grand Princess. Because after all, Grand Princess is not until March 29th. So we still got a while. And, you know, the finals of this tournament is on February 14th on Valentine's Day. But I think we'll at least have a good idea of the rest of the card probably right after that's over. So, we'll see. We just got to be a little patient, that's all. Just got to be a little patient. Okay. And now to finish off for the evening, gonna talk some Stardom. Stardom 15th Anniversary New Year's Stars 2026 in KORAKUEN Hall. Coming up January 21st. This is actually their third time this month in KORAKUEN Hall. I believe this will be their third time. So yeah, that's what we have. And I have to say, the card looks pretty interesting. Now, I know at first sight, many may say that it's not pay-per-view worthy. Because when you think about it, it was kind of last minute that they deemed this particular show a pay-per-view that you got to get on Stage Crowd. But I guess they had to do one for this month, you know what I mean? Because we know in February they got a Supreme Fight in Osaka. That's a pay-per-view. So I mean, guess they had to get their one pay-per-view in for this month. So I mean, hey, I get it. But anyway, let's get into the preview for this show. All right, let me get my graphics out. Is that everybody? Yes, that's everybody. Okay, let's get started with this preview. First match. We got ourselves a tag team match between God's Eyes, Ranna Yagami, and Syuri. And they will be taking on the team of Fuwa-chan and Hazuki. I can kind of see this going either way, but I do understand this is an opportunity to really get Fuwa-chan more established, as now she's part of the Stardom roster. You know, teaming up with Hazuki, who helped train her. To be honest, they're probably going to give this one to Hazuki and Fuwa-chan. I'm thinking maybe Fuwa-chan could pin Ranna Yagami. I don't know. I don't see Syuri getting pinned, but I think Ranna Yagami gets pinned. But we'll see. It could go either way. It could go either way. I do wonder, though, like, how Fuwa-chan's schedule is going to be. Like, how often she going to be really wrestling and whatnot. That I am pretty curious about. But, I mean, it should be good. It should be really interesting. Like, you know, she had a great showing at Stardom Dream Queendom. So, you know, she didn't pick up the victory. But, I mean, hey. She just, not too long ago, her and Hazuki beat and Kanaya and Koguma. So, Glenn says, pretty sure Fuwa-chan is going to be counting the lights. Maybe. But I got a feeling her and Hazuki will probably win this match. But I think it could go either way. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to our next match. Here we go. Next match. Alrighty, we got ourselves another tag team match. As we have the team of Kanaya and Yuna Mizumori. And they'll be taking on the team of Olympia and Sohrei. Yeah, to be honest, this is kind of an easy pick. I gotta go with Olympia, Sohrei. I think that'll be a pretty devastating combo over Kanaya, Yuna Mizumori. I think Kanaya eats the pin. But, yeah, this is kind of an easy pick for me. So, Olympia, Sohrei. Alright. Let's go to this next match. This next match is loaded. Check out this next match. Okay, we got ourselves a 10-woman tag team match. Woof. We got Empress Nexus Venus, made up of Maika, Xena, HANAKO, Waka Tsukiyama, and Rian. And they will be taking on Kikyo Furusawa and Mi Vida Loca's Suzuki, Itsuki, Aoki, Rina Yamashita, and Akira Kurogane. Glenn says Olympia's on a hot streak. Ann's eating the pin. Yeah, I agree. I think Ann's eating the pin as well. Also, speedy recovery once again to Bozilla. Oof. To be honest, I think if Bozilla was in this match, I would have given it to Mi Vida Loca. But I'm going to have to go with Empress Nexus Venus to pick up the victory in this one. Should be good, though. Should be really good. And, you know, Maika, Suzu, Suzuki, I would love for them to kind of renew their rivalry. I think that'd be good since, you know, you got both leaders in this match. But yeah, I'm going to go with Empress Nexus Venus. Okay. Let's go to our next match. This next one's an interesting one. Okay, we have a three-way match. We got Saori Ano versus Maki Ito versus Tomoka Inaba. This is a very interesting one. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about this one, to be honest with y'all. Shoot. I mean, well, first off, I don't know if I got a chance to say it, but Welcome to Stardom, Maki Ito. Well, Maki Ito has yet to be on the winning side since debuting in Stardom. I'm not too sure she picks up the win in this one, to be honest with you. Glenn says Empress Nexus Venus seems to be having problems, even though Rian and Hanako have improved. But Mi Vida Loca has 2 rookies, and that will make the difference. Well, here's the thing. Don't forget, Akira Kurogane has been winning more than Kikyo. So, I would put Akira a little bit of a step above Kikyo. But I see what you mean. To be honest, I feel like the favorite is probably going to be Syuri Ano, but I would not be mad if Tomoka Inaba won. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I think the favorite's got to be Syuri Ano. Should be interesting though. Glenn says, I'm thinking Syuri Ano. Poor Maki Ito has no friends. What I think is going to end up happening, she's teaming up with each of these different factions. It's not working out for her. So, honestly, I think it's going to end up being one of those things where she's going to get fed up and she's going to start her own faction. I think her and Kikyo are cool. I think they're going to be a unit. But I think this is going to all stem from Maki's teaming up with these different factions. It's not working out, and she just says, screw it, and does her own thing or make her own faction. So, that's what I'm predicting. We'll see. But yeah, I have to agree, Syuri Ano for the win. Alrighty. Let's get to some more tag team action, shall we? So, for this next match, alrighty, we got God's Eye versus Neo Genesis. So, 6-woman tag, God's Eye, we have Hina, Lady C, and Saki Kashima. And they'll be taking on Neo Genesis, Azumi, Mei Seira, and Miyu Amasaki. I don't really like God's Eye's chances. I mean, Saki Kashima, has been on a losing streak, and with her announcing her retirement, part of me feels like that losing streak's going to continue. Because one, in Osaka, I don't see her pinning Syuri. Not saying she hasn't done it before. We all know she's done it before, but I really don't see it happening in Osaka. So, I'm going to have to go with Neo Genesis. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Neo Genesis. I mean, it'd be cool if Saki Kashima and God's Eye won, but I don't see it. With what's been happening, I gotta go with Neo Genesis. That's the safe pick. So, Neo Genesis for the win. Alrighty. Let's go to our next match. So we're going to go from 6-woman tag to 8-woman tag. Stars versus H.A.T.E. For Stars, you got B. Priestley, Momokogo, Saya Ida, and a returning young lioness, Hanan. And they'll be taking on H.A.T.'s Fukiken Def, Azusa Inaba, Natsuko Tora, and Ruaka. I'm going to have to go with Stars. I think Hanan and Stars pick up the victory in her return. So, yeah, I'm going to go Stars. Glenn says, I think Saki Kashima might still be hurt. She's leaning into pre-retirement pretty hard. Lady C is also on a losing streak. Hina can't do it by herself. I mean, bro, I'm pretty sure Saki Kashima... I mean, there's a reason why she's announced retirement. She hasn't been healthy in a long time. Period. She hadn't been healthy in a long time. She hadn't been 100%. I can't even tell you when the last time she had been 100%. She hasn't been 100% in a long time. And that's why I had a feeling that this was going to happen. Had a feeling this was going to happen. You know? Not to mention Saki Kashima. I mean, she's small. She's small. You know? She's gotten a little thinner. And, you know, she's a comedy wrestler, but at the same time, you know, her health has taken a toll. So, you know, not to mention, I mean, she's been wrestling 14 years. So, you know, take that for what you will. Momokogo's been on a losing streak, but with the returning Hanan, Stars is going to take it. Yeah, I believe Stars will take it as well. Definitely believe Stars will take it. Okay. Next match. This ought to be very interesting here. Check this next match out. Alrighty, we got ourselves a special 6-woman tag team match. Team number 1. We have the combination of Natsupoi, Starlight Kid, and making her in-ring return, probably one night only, the first ever Wonder of Stardom champion in Yuzuki Aikawa. And they will be taking on the trio of Yuria Hime, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Kurara. Excuse me. You know, I have to say, going back to that Rumble, that Stardom Rambo, Yuzuki Aikawa looked like she hasn't missed a step at all. And she still looks in great shape. And honestly, I mean, I don't know how she's doing health-wise overall, but Yuzuki Aikawa, I mean, who knows? She might do some matches sparingly. But she looked great. So, you know what? I'm going to say Natsupoi, Starlight Kid, and Yuzuki Aikawa pick up the victory. The team, it does seem like a one-sided matchup, but I think it should be good. It'll be a good test for Sakurara as well. But yeah, this should be an enjoyable match, and this is the semi-main event. But yeah, this should be really good. Glenn says, I think Natsupoi and Starlight Kid and Aikawa, unless Natsupoi and Starlight Kid start infighting. I don't know about that, but I guess anything's possible. Okay, the main event comes down to the one title match that's on this card. And this is for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. As the champion, the submission sniper, Konami, will defend against her stable mate and also Tokyo Cyber Squad stable mate from a long time ago, Rina. Well, this is it, y'all. This one right here. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. Whew. Well, I mean, what can I say? These two know each other very well. I think these two know each other very well. Not only that, this will be Konami's second title defense. Because remember, she successfully defended against SEAdLINNNG, who put up a really good fight. But I think you gotta let Konami retain. You know, like I said, she finally got this singles championship reign. It took 10 years. Let her have this title for a while. Let her have this title for a while. I'm picking Konami to retain. I know a lot of the Rina fans are just clamoring all over this for Rina to, you know, give her the white belt, give her the white belt. Y'all can wait. Konami waited 10 years. Y'all can wait just a little bit longer. Not to mention, Rina is much younger than Konami. Her time will come. So, Rina fans, chill. Simmer down. Put a cork in it. All of the above. She will get her time. She will get her time. Eventually. But I don't think now is the time. Let Konami hold on to that belt for a while. So yes, I'm going Konami to retain. She deserves to retain. And she deserves to have a memorable reign with said title. So. But hopefully this will be a good show. And who knows, with this being a pay-per-view, who knows, they may tease some more announcements. Hopefully they'll announce a date for the Stardom American Dream in Vegas show. That way I can get that on my calendar, and then go from there. It probably won't be until February that we'll hear about who the Cinderella tournament competitors will be and how many there will be. I mean, we had 16 last year, so I'm very curious to see how many they do this year. But I'm hoping this year it'll be a combination of like veterans and rookies. Because I agree with some of my other friends. I truly felt like last year's Cinderella tournament felt like a overpowered, glorified New Blood show. I'm just saying. Not that I have anything against Stardom New Blood, but that Cinderella tournament had a lot of New Blood talent. A lot more than vets, than the heavy-hitting vets. That's just me keeping it real. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get some news on that soon. I know Marigold is getting closer to Mayu Iwatani's 15-year anniversary celebration. We know that she'll be defending the GHC Women's Championship against Utami Hayashishita. We know that Darkness Revolution's Chiaki and Misa Matsui will defend the Twin Star tag titles against the Twin Star Cup winners of Shino and Sarayama Oka. So that should be really good. And I'm hoping they'll flesh out the rest of the card for that one soon. Because, the 24th is right around the corner. But we'll see. Trying to see if there's any other news I can think of. Shout out to Titus Alexander on winning the GHC Hardcore Championship, dethroning Hayata at Monday Magic. Oh yeah, they also announced New Japan MLW CMLL Fantastica Mania for the US. That'll be on April 12th in Charleston, South Carolina. Because I don't know if folks knew, but MLW moved their operations to South Carolina. So, that's a state over from me. And honestly, if it wasn't for the Vegas trip, I would go. I would go, but, the Vegas trip is 2 days afterwards, so that's cutting it too close. It's cutting it too close. And, oh yeah, they also announced that Senka Akatsuki will finally get her Sendai Girls World Junior Championship match against Yuna this Friday, January 23rd. So she's finally going to get there, going to get her title shot. Because remember, she won the Jaja Uma rookie tournament to earn this opportunity. It was only a matter of time before Senko was going to get her title shot. So, happy at that. Jerry Correa. Good evening, Jason. There will be a conference for Mario Gold tomorrow. Probably more cards for Saturday. Good. They need to do that because it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. So, that's good. That is good. But yeah, man, I hope they get some good talent lined up for that Fantastica Mania USA. Man, dang, if it wasn't so close. If it wasn't so close to the Vegas trip, I would make that. I would go to that event. Ah, dang it. Y'all want to see the logo? They got a logo for it. Check it out. That's the logo. But yeah, New Japan logo, CMLL, MLW, Fantastica Mania USA. That's what's up. And I believe they said tickets for that go on sale this Friday. So for those trying to go, keep an eye out this Friday. They go on sale. That Despy Def Vegas Invitational is starting to sell out. I think they only just have row 7 and general admission left. So I had I had a feeling that show is probably going to be the first show to sell out in Vegas. And normally I would have jumped on it, but being that the Marvelous show is cutting it really, really close, I decided to not jump on that. Because, like I said, Marvelous was a lot of fun last year. And I definitely want to do Marvelous again this year. So that's what I'm going to do. So that is the plan. But let me see. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. But yeah, just good to be back home. Only for a couple of days, and then I make my way back out on the road, or actually in the air, because I'll be going to Hollywood. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got, y'all. For those that are catching the archive of this, let me know how y'all are enjoying the SEAdLINNG and TJPW tournaments currently going on. Let me know your preview and predictions about this upcoming Stardom 15th anniversary show in KORAKUEN Hall on the 21st. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out for this, kind of short live, but, wanted to knock out a couple of things and get resettled back in now that I'm back home. But, Jerry Correa says, you're going to my home turf, Jason? Oh, is your home turf Vegas? Oh, I didn't know you're in Vegas. Oh shoot. Well, dang, are you gonna be there? For Mania Week? Well, shoot. Let's sync up then. If you gonna be there. Shoot. Oh, breaking news. Announced for TJPW Grand Princess 26 is the Thailand setup All Asia Women's Champion herself, Matcha. That's right, Matcha. Confirmed for Grand Princess. They just announced it. They just announced it. Wow. Well, alrighty then. Here, I need to post this and... Hold on. Oh, Los Angeles. Oh, so, I'll technically be in Hollywood. I'll technically be in Hollywood, Jerry Correa, for the, Persona concert. That's going to be at the Dolby Theater. That's where I'll be. I'll be there for the weekend. One second. Okay. Says I wish I could be in Vegas. Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, I'll be in Hollywood for the Persona concert at the Dolby Theater. I mean, this is the first time they're ever doing this in the US, because normally they do it in Japan. So had to jump on it. But yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. But, okay, so Matcha announced for Grand Princess. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Man, I'm definitely looking forward to when they put together the full card for Grand Princess. Oh man, that's gonna be something. That is gonna be something. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I've yapped on long enough. I'm gonna let y'all go. But thank y'all so much for coming out. Don't forget, for those that catch the archive of this, let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions. Like, comment, subscribe, all of the above. Follow, you know the deal. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. I'm going to go relax and might go to bed early. But anyway, for another live pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming, my name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Happy MLK Day. I will see y'all in the next video and our live stream. Good night, everybody.